Hi guys, welcome back to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch for another Flosstube episode. I thought I'd try something a little new and change up my intro because I think I've said the same thing now for 100 episodes, so I'm going to start 101 off a little bit differently, I guess. So we'll see how it goes. Let's try this. It was very hard to get this video started because Honey decided that she really needed to be held as I was trying to set up. So I had to take a little kitten cuddling break, which was adorable, but I have passed her off to her father. I don't ever actually call Rob her dad, but just sometimes to make him laugh, I do. So anyways, she got dropped off with Rob, and I am here to get hair stuck in my lip gloss and talk to you about my stitching this week. How has everybody been? I hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day. We just stayed home and cooked a nice steak dinner for the two of us with some like baked brie with like some sort of sour cherry spread. Rob looked it up. It said it went great with baked brie, and we did like a baguette from the grocery store, like a fresh baked loaf of bread to dip in the cheese and sour cherry spread, and it was amazing. And our steaks were great, but the highlight for me was clearly the baked brie. And we gave each other little gifts. He got me a really cute Lego set that's like these two little lovebirds. I'll put a picture in here that I actually made like right after we ate dinner on Valentine's night. So it was like dinner and entertainment. But yeah, we had a great night and it was really fun. I feel like all of my WipGo and quilty plans are definitely keeping me more monogamous and like focused right now. So I feel like I have less of a wide variety of things to show you right now that I'm currently working on, but I feel like I'm making really good progress on everything that I am focused on. So I'm really happy about that. I'm still trying to figure out the right balance of like structure versus just doing whatever I want, because obviously doing whatever I want brings me more joy, because who doesn't love to do whatever they want at any point in time? But I think being so focused with my WipGo and my quilting goals is helping like get a lot of progress, and it's making me feel like accomplished. So there's like good sides and bad sides. And so far I'm still really enjoying my WipGo. But I'm also like really looking forward to being done with some of the projects so I can move on to other stuff, because I have a lot of plans and things I want to stitch. So I'm feeling like a little bit hemmed in, but I'm still really pleased with my progress, and I'm going to keep this WipGo train rolling, you know, as long as I can this year. Hopefully I make it through to the end. We'll see what happens, but so far so good. So I have a couple of really cool fully finishes that I did this week. I think they're really cool. I'll let you be the judge. And one finish and one whip. So I did also go gather up I'm kind of doing like a decor change. And so I gathered up all of like my spring decor pieces. So I'm going to do like a previously finished type parade of all my spring stuff. And okay, one thing that I wanted to start with, I have been watching a lot of new Flosstubers lately, and I didn't write down a list. I'll be better about writing down who I'm watching so I can like recommend things to you guys. But I have noticed two pieces that I keep seeing pop up in a lot of new Flosstubers, like whip parades or whips. And there's two things that I've stitched, and I wanted to show them because I feel like if they're popular and people are stitching them right now, it might be fun to see someone else's finished pieces. So I'm going to start off with two previous sampler finishes this week. So let me show you those. Okay, so the first one I want to show you is this. This is the Pink Sparrow sampler by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I've seen so many people working on this one lately, and this is just always going to hold a special place in my heart because this is the first ever sampler that I ever stitched. And I stitched this in 2019. That is the year I got really into samplers and starting all the samplers basically. And this is the first one I ever started and completed. I think I did this in like 2 weeks. It was like a monogamous project for those 2 weeks. I just really wanted this one done. I fell in love with it because of the unusual and cool like colors. I just really love the design. And I also loved, I was smart, 2019 Liz, very smart. She picked a small sampler. This is only like 120 by 160, something in that range. So it's like a very doable sampler. So if any of you guys are looking to make the sampler plunge, I think this is an excellent first sampler. So I just wanted to show this one off because it's been hanging on my sampler wall for years now and I absolutely love it. And I stitched this one on 32 count, Picture This Plus. It might be Sand. Sand is my favorite Picture This Plus. It also might be Legacy. I can't remember for sure, but it's a 32 count Picture This Plus. And this is one that I framed myself. It just fit pretty perfectly. I think it's like a 9x13, like whatever the kind of iPhone picture size frames are. That you can get like kind of weird standard frame sizes at Michael's and Hobby Lobby now that are sized for like iPhone or cell phone photos, right? And so I'm pretty sure this was like 9x13 or 9x12, maybe 9x12 is the size, and it fit perfectly on 32 count in here. So yeah, love this one. And this is like one of the very first pieces I framed as well. So I just thought I'd show that one off because I've been seeing it making the rounds on Flosstube. And then the other one, I've seen this one a little bit less, but I have seen people working on this one lately, and it's just one of my all-time favorites. I think I finished this 2 years ago when I did a self-imposed samplery where I just focused on getting samplers done because, like I mentioned, in 2019 and 2020, I started way too many samplers. So this one is Blackberry House by Plum Street Samplers. And this is a very non-traditional sampler. I still consider it a sampler because there's a house, there's an alphabet, but it's also just all about this huge planter and all of these beautiful berries and leaves. So I'll get you way in close. And this is another one I framed myself, and I'm pretty sure I filmed the finishing of this one because I did a whole video on like painting and distressing this frame and then framing this piece. So this was another like just store-bought off-the-shelf frame that I made work for this piece. And this one I know was stitched on a 40 count. This is a huge sampler. I think this is like almost 200 by 220 or something. It's a pretty big one, or maybe 180 by 220. But this is on 40 count, so make it a little bit smaller. But I love this. This one stays out on my wall in my dining room year long, or yeah, year round. And I kind of do consider this one like a spring sampler. So even though I don't take it down during the season, I think it's kind of fitting for today where I'm going to show you all of my like spring stitching. So I think this one's very springy as well. So that's Blackberry House by Plum Street Samplers. Oh, okay. One YouTube recommendation I want to give, and I am the last person to make this recommendation. You've probably all watched their videos. It is the Antique Needleworkers, Liz and Shelly. And specifically, if you want to start with one of the videos, I think they have 3 or 4 videos out now, watch Shelly's Mill House tour if you haven't, because I spent an hour and a half watching that last night, and then about 4 hours after it, figuring out how I get acreage and property in order to construct my own mill house with my own 2-story craft loft. That is like my new life goal. Shelly, your house is amazing. It is Disney World for adult female crafters. And I want to move in. So anyways, if y'all haven't watched Shelly's Mill House tour, I'm gonna link it below because it is amazing. And I'm not even like an antiques person. And I was like watching it being like, how do I become an antiques person? Where would I put them? I have a 1,700 square foot home. But now I'm like, I want to change my whole personality and become my antiques collector. Oh, Shelly, that video was amazing. Okay. Anyways, let's move on to what I did these past 2 weeks. We're going to start with fully finishes, and I'll show you this one first. So this was a start, a finish, and an FFO in the last 2 weeks. Go me. This is the 2023 Collector's Heart from Heart and Hand. And I had started this maybe a month ago when it came in, and I just didn't like the combination of the fabric and floss and what I was trying to do with the one strand. And so I was just like, let me just start it over. I want to enjoy my stitching, right? Let me just start it over. So I stitched my collector's heart on a 36 count Picture This Plus sand with ribbon red from Classic Colorworks. 1 strand of ribbon red on 36 count Picture This Plus. And that is just my absolute favorite combination to stitch. 36 count Picture This Plus, 1 strand. So I'm like, just do it. So the 32 count fabric that the kit came with will absolutely get used for an ornament. It will not go to waste. But anyways, I finished my first Whip Go goal of February. Spoiler alert, you'll see that in a second. And I had a few days of kind of downtime before I needed to start my next Whip Go goal in order to like make it on time. And so with that few days, I was like, let's see if I can get done this adorable little chart. So I think I started this maybe on a Thursday night or Friday night, and then probably Thursday night. And then by Super Bowl Sunday night, like an hour or two after the Super Bowl finished, I had the stitching done on this one. So it really just took a few nights. And then happenstance, I had placed an order at, why am I forgetting the name? Signed and Numbered. Signed and Numbered is one of my, well, it's like my favorite Etsy frame shop, like custom frames. And they have a section on their Etsy called like ready to ship, where it's like maybe stuff people haven't picked up, or it's just common sizes of stuff they keep in stock. And they had a sale going on some of their in stock ready to ship items, including these 6x6 chunky frames. And so I got this in kind of a creamy ivory, and then I got one other, I'll show it to you in haul. And when it came and I like tried it with this piece, I was like, this is perfect. This is how I want to frame it. So I got this one framed before Valentine's Day, and I love it. And I'll probably leave it up for a couple more months because why not? It's Valentine's, but it's still super, super cute. And, you know, I like to leave up my stitching as long as I can, unless it's like very obviously like seasonal and kind of looks silly. But I leave up a lot of stitching. Let's see, what else did I want to say about this? I didn't do a video of myself framing this, but I framed it the same way I frame everything, with foam core board and the little 3/4 or 1/2 inch sequin pins. So I do a pin mounting on mat board and then frame it. And then these frames come with this little lightweight, like kind of plywood backer, which I love. So it looks all nice and finished. And then they even included a little dowel rod. So even though this frame is chunky enough to like stand up on its own, like it comes with a little dowel rod so you can kind of like lean it, which is nice. And it also even comes with a hanger. So if you just want to hang this on the wall, you totally can. But yeah, I'm just super, super happy with how this turned out. I even got my little button on and it fit no problem, even though it was designed to be on 32 count. So yeah, I'm just super happy with how this finish turned out, and I got it done before Valentine's Day, so yeah. Okay, so my next FFO is so cool. I had to break out the Lazy Susan. Let me just give you a quick spin. Was that good? Okay. Here it is. I finished my big hearted tiny town from Heart and Hand on this beautiful, gorgeous handmade wooden spool scissor holder. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take these scissors out and so I can hold it a little more easily, and I'll tell you all about it. So yeah, huge news. I figured out how I want to finish all of my tiny towns, and it is like this. Absolutely love how this turned out. So I was completely inspired by Carolina Cross Stitcher on Instagram, Kathy. I'll put her picture from Instagram up here. And she showed her finish of this tiny town on a wooden spool that was made by her husband, Pete. And they have an Etsy shop called Pete's Beskeps, which I will link below. And as soon as I saw her photo, I had to run over to Etsy because I wanted to finish mine the same exact way. And so, no, I did not do a finishing video for this one, but don't worry, I will, because I absolutely love how this turned out. It took a little bit of trial and error, but I will film the next one because my plan is to have all of the tiny towns be interchangeable on this spool. And so, I'll give you a slow little look around, but basically what I did is I bound the edges well, let's see. First I added this kind of like welt of fabric to the top and bottom, and then I bound the edges and did some little elastic loops and buttons so that it can come right off and be easily replaced. And here is the beautiful spool all on its own with their little, oops, upside down, Pete's B-skeps. And this is the 5 scissor spool holder. I think they have a 1-hole spool holder and a 3-hole, but this specifically is the 5-hole one, which is perfectly sized to fit the Tiny Towns. I'm gonna say it'll still fit even if you stitch it on 32 count. So I did stitch mine on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha, and I just added a little bit of quilting cotton to the top and bottom and obviously the back, and bound the raw edges on the end and added these little loops and buttons in order to keep it all nice and tight around the spool. I experimented with a few different things. I originally sewed ribbon to the ends to tie it, but I found that I couldn't tie it tight enough to where it wouldn't slip around. And so I really like what I ended up with, which was the elastic cord and the buttons. So I will definitely film a tutorial when I finish my next one. But yeah, so I stitched this on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha, all of the called for floss colors, and I'm so happy to have a way to display these now. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is setting it with my word plays that I usually have behind me in the videos, and I'm going to find all my favorite pretty scissors, maybe buy a couple new pair that I can display in the top of my little wooden spool holder. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. And then I grabbed just to show you, this is the other one I've stitched, which is the Christmas Tiny Town. And then I thought I set it nearby, but maybe I didn't. Oh gosh, my desk's a mess. What else is new? Also, I think I just said my desk is a mess. But my plan for after I finish my next Whip Go goal for February is to start the blooming Tiny Town, which I'll just put a picture up on screen, which is the spring Tiny Town. And I think that's the one I want to do a tutorial on. So I'm like, I got to get it stitched. And then I will do a tutorial for how to finish cross stitch onto a spool, which it'll work for, I think, any cross stitch, any spool. You just need to be like, your cross stitch just needs to fit the circumference of your spool, or about, right? Like you can see this one has about an inch gap, which is totally fine because that just lets me slip it on and off very easily. So I'm just really excited with how this turned out. Yeah, I think it's so cute, and I think it's going to look so great sitting back here with my other seasonal stuff and getting to display a fun little collection of scissors. So yeah, that is my Tiny Town finish. Thank you, Kathy, for the inspiration. Oh, and I also wanted to show, so when I ordered from Kathy and Pete's Etsy shop and she sent my spool, she sent a very sweet note and said she included a little extra goodie in there. And look at this super cute handmade wooden snowman figurine. This is just like so stinking cute. I can't even hold it. It's falling out of my hands. But I have this little cubby shelf from Pottery Barn in my entryway, and I love collecting like little, you know, decorative seasonal stuff like this to fill little cubbies. And so this is going to be perfect for Christmas, wintertime display. So thank you, Kathy, for throwing this in the bag. I appreciate it. And I will link the Etsy shop down below. I did let Kathy know that I was going to be mentioning this, and so if she had any of these to stock up the shop with, you know, to get them in there in case anybody is interested. So I will link her Etsy shop down below if you want to go see if they have any of these in stock, so you can do your own Tiny Town finishing. Okay, and I have one finish to share with you guys, and that was my first February Whip Go goal, and that was Janet Haig Pratt by Heartstring Samplery. I have already put the chart away, so I'm going to put the picture up on the screen. This was a kit from her Etsy shop last year sometime, and I think normally after she does like kind of some kit exclusives in her shop, they get rolled into pattern books later and released. I'm sure this one will be released at some point, but that might be why you can't find it online now. I haven't gone to check to see, but I don't think it's like widely available yet unless you bought the kit from her Etsy. So here is my finish of Miss Janet Pratt. And it just turned out so pretty. I was really drawn to it because it was just 4 colors of DMC. The pink, the red, which pink and red are my thing, and then a green and a gold. And it's a really sweet, small little sampler size. And I think this will look really, really pretty in like a really like kind of gold, kind of gaudy type frame. I don't know. That's kind of what I have in my head, in my mind for it. And this was stitched on 36 count Weeks Dye Works gray. And I used the called for DMC colors that were included in the kit. And I think I was able to finish this one up in about 4 or 5 days. So that gave me the time to do that collector's heart I showed you a minute ago. So that was my first February Whip Go goal all done. So then after I finished my first Whip Go goal, and then I finished that collector's heart piece, then I got out my second Whip Go goal, which was to stitch 10 days on Where Flowers Bloom by Hands Across the Sea Samplers. And I have, let's see, I finished 6 days of my 10 days. So I have 4 days left of stitching. And what day is it? It's the 18th. Yeah, that gives me a full week at the end of February to work on other stuff. So I don't know why I'm complaining about Whip Go. I'm not complaining. It's really helping me get stuff done, but I'm very used to just loosey-goosey doing whatever I want. So it's keeping me like focused. And I'm really having fun with this one, but it's a little bit of a difficult stitch. Here, let me just show you. I think I did, right? Did I show you the chart already? It's upside down. That's Where Flowers Bloom. And it is a digital download, but I printed the chart because I love the convenience of a digital download, but I really prefer stitching from a printed chart. Just because of how I stitch, I don't really have a good way to like prop up my iPad or laptop where I stitch. I mean, I can, but like, it's just more annoying. And so I like to clip my chart when I'm stitching on my light. And so anytime I get a digital download, I print them out anyways. And so I should probably have just bought the printed chart, because I think one thing, let me ask you guys this. If any of you have stitched Hands Across the Sea Samplers from their printed booklets, do they have the shaded overlap built into those pages? On my digital download, and I don't know if it's just specific to Where Flowers Bloom or if it's how they do all their digital downloads, on the multi-page version of the chart, which is the one you want to print. You don't want to print the single page because it'd be so tiny. So on the multi-page version, there's no shaded overlap between the pages, and it is like making me crazy to try to make sure everything is like where it needs to be. I don't know. So I probably should have just bought the actual booklet, but I am curious if the booklets have the shaded overlap, because then there'd be no point to get the booklet if it was the same as the digital download. So anyways, if anybody has stitches a lot of hats samplers, let me know. But let me show you where I'm at after 6 days of stitching. Well, here, I think I have a before picture. So let me put in, at least I have a picture from day 1 of stitching. So here's where I started roughly. And here is where I'm at after 6 days. I am making some progress. I had kind of hoped that I might be able to finish this in my 10 days of stitching in February, but I don't think it's going to happen. All of the color changes like are beautiful. So if you see all the like flowers in the border, those are all just 2 color flowers for like 6 or 9 stitches. And so you're just constantly changing floss colors, which really slows me down. These silks also are slowing me down just a little bit. These are a Verissois Soie d'Agé, which is the slightly thicker version of like a Verissois 103s that are super popular. And the Verissois, like the Soie d'Agé, are really good for I think like 32, 36 count fabric because they're a little bit thicker with 1 strand. And so that's what I'm using. She has like on the chart like 103 Soie d'Agé and DMC, like the conversion. And so I chose the Soie d'Agé. But the why did I start this? I've said Soie d'Agé so many times that words no longer make sense in my head. Like, collect yourself, find your words. 1 minute. Okay, I pulled it together. But this is my first time using these particular silks, and they are very silky, and I find my needle coming unthreaded all the time, even though I'm trying to be very careful with my tail, but my needle just slides off the thread so easily. And I find I have to just be very careful with my tension to get my stitches to lay nicely. And I think it looks fine. I guess I'll give you a little close up if you want to judge my stitching. But it's definitely, this one is a little bit slower going, which me and my love or my need for speed, I don't know, like I love to be like super efficient and fast with my stitching. I would have probably abandoned this and gone back to something else by now if I wasn't working on my WIPGO goal. So, you know, it's like good and bad. WIPGO's keeping me on track, but I'm also like ready to put this one down and move on to something easier. But I am excited to see where I get in the next 4 days of stitching on this. Also, I forgot this wasn't a goal to finish. And so I charted out Elizabeth Black 2023. And now I'm like, okay, well, I better finish it this year, because I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, my goal's not to finish. It's just stitching for 10 days. So if I like don't get this done in the next 4 days, I better come back to it this year, because I already put my name and date on it and I'm not taking it out. I mean, I guess I would just have to change the 3 to a 4. It's not that big a deal. But yeah. Right now I've just been working on building that big red house in the center. And every time I do a strand of the house, I try to go fill in a couple flower buds or leaves or something on the border, because the border is definitely what's taken the longest on this piece. But it's gorgeous. I don't remember if I said my fabric. I am stitching on 36 count, and you know what? I didn't look up what the fabric is, so I'll put it on the screen. And anytime you're curious about fabric, floss, pattern name, and maybe I like said it too fast or didn't say it at all, I always try, I shouldn't say try, I always put in my description box below the any of the pieces I've shown, the chart name, the fabric name, and the floss name. The only time I don't include that, if it's a piece that I stitched a long time ago, like before I was tracking with spreadsheets. I started tracking everything in 2020. So occasionally, like that Brenda Gervais piece I showed earlier, if it was started before I started tracking stuff, then I don't have it in a spreadsheet to copy and paste from. So, but anyways, all of my current projects, you will always see the chart name, the fabric name, and the floss name listed in the description box if you're ever curious about what I'm using. So of course I will do that for this piece as well. So that was all the cross stitch that I did these last 2 weeks, which doesn't maybe look like a lot, but I feel like it was a lot and I got a lot of stuff done. I'm not gonna I need to stop saying it doesn't look like a lot, because I know it's a lot and work has been busy. So that's also making me feel paranoid that I'm not getting as much stitching done, but I need to just let it go, because obviously, you know, I have to work and work comes first. I've just been on a project that requires a lot of evening meetings because of different people's time zones around the world. And not last week, because we had like Valentine's Day and some other stuff that kind of interrupted some of those meetings, but the week before, it's like 4 days out of the week, you know, I have 2 hours of meetings in the evenings. And so that like seriously derails my crafting time, but you know, I gotta pay the bills to keep buying all the cross stitch. Okay, so let's do some spring previous finishes. This is actually the season that I have the least amount of cross stitch for, like kind of seasonal decoration cross stitch. And I'm sure it's because spring is my least favorite season. I hope that's not a hot take. I don't know if spring has a lot of lovers. I feel like it's either fall or summer, right? I'm a summer girl. Summer is my fave. Then fall, then winter, then spring. And the reason is because spring here in Texas is not fun. It is humid, rainy, buggy, pollen-y, you know, it is just like everything coming back to life and grossing me out. And it's my least favorite weather, because it's like one day it's like in the 40s and one day it's in the 80s, and it's just like hot, cold, humid, rainy, no me gusta. But I love spring motifs and spring pieces. So of course I have some to show you, but I definitely need to add, I think, some more springy patterns to my stash. And I should probably go through my whips and see what I have that is springy, that's in progress, that I could work on. Because I feel like I can stitch that tiny town in just a few days. And so then I'll have a few more days at the end of February of like free time before I get back to WIPGO. yeah, okay. I'm just thinking about plans out loud here. Let me show you my spring pieces. So I went ahead and set out all my spring stuff when I set out my Valentine's Day stuff. And so this little pillow is the one I finished and showed you guys in my last video. So this has been sitting in my little pillow bowl, and joining it is a couple others. And I shared a picture on Instagram, and I got a lot of questions about these charts. So I thought another reason why I should show them off, and I can tell you guys what they are. Okay, so the first one I have to share with you guys is this one, which is a Blackbird Designs piece called Bird in Hand, and it's filled with lizard litter, like crushed walnuts. So it's got kind of like the beanbag feel, so it makes it a little bit awkward to hold up flat at the camera, but that's that one. And this one I stitched. This is my very first piece I ever used silk floss on. I really wanted to try silk floss. I had just like even discovered that it existed, I think, in 2020. And so this is a Belle Soie called Strawberry Shortcake. And I think it called for like a kind of a brick red color, but I just really love this pink. And so I made this a very springy Valentine's-y pink bird pillow. And then I backed it in this super cute bug fabric. And I am almost positive, I know I showed it as a fully finished way back in 2020 in one of my videos, but I feel like I did a little tutorial on this because this is a style of pillow I really like, which I call a flange style, which is where you use the linen or the front of your pillow, the front fabric and the back fabric to kind of create your decorative edge. I'll have to go back and look and see if I filmed that or not, but maybe next time I do a flange pillow, I can film it. But that's how it turned out. Super cute. And then this is like my all-time favorite pillow, my favorite pillow finish in the world. And this is just getting a little loose thread off of it. My precious. It's another beanbag finish, so it's going to be a little hard to show you. Let's see if I can get it in a good spot. There you go. This is Blue Flower Tudor Bee, and I stitched this one as called for with the NPI silk, and I think the design is absolutely gorgeous. It's so like luxurious and regal looking, very like Tudor style, and I absolutely love how it turned out. And so I stitched it on 36 count. I think I did everything called for. I'm pretty sure I got this one kitted up by Wendy at the Tinsmith's Wife with everything, because this was, I think, was like a market release in 2020. And I almost positive I even got the velveteen and trim from her. I feel like she kitted everything up. I could be wrong, but this is a Lady Dot Creates shallot velveteen, so like just a really pretty pink. And then I'm pretty sure this is Barn Door, that kind of faded pinky red Barn Door chenille trim. So yeah, one of my all-time favorite pillows. And this is, I just consider this spring summer, and so it comes out in spring and sits out until the fall, until I kind of like decorate for Halloween. So that's what goes in my pillow bowl. And then I have this little guy, which, oh my gosh, so cute. I just like pulled these all out of their boxes. And so I'm trying to make sure there's no little loose threads on them. Okay, so this one, oh my gosh, so stinking cute. I have done 2 of these, or 3 of these, at least 2. These are the Chock Full series by Hands On Design, using artwork by Priscilla of Stitching with the Housewives. And this is the Easter themed bunny chock full. What does it say in the center? Oh yeah, it says hip hop. And so I like to finish mine on these boards by April, what is your shop name? Why am I forgetting? Homestead Needleworks. I remembered. Homestead Needleworks on Etsy makes these excellent painted finishing boards. And so I did a Santa chock full, and this is my Easter chock full. And I have several others that I really want to stitch. And I have the 32 count slate. I think I even have the floss. I really need to stitch a summery one for this year. And so I like to do this kind of like tassel finish. I'm almost positive I filmed myself finishing this one actually. So I'm sure you can find that video if you go back to, I don't know, maybe spring 2021. And then I did buy the little pin mini set from Just Another Button Company to shove into the top because I think it's adorable. So yeah, this is stitched on the 32 count called for floss. I don't stitch on a lot of black. It is more difficult for me to see because I don't know, I stitch in hand and I typically use a 36 or a 40. So for the black like stitching that I've done, I've mostly done it on 32 count or small or larger, 32 or 28. I do have some 36 count slate and I don't know, maybe I'll give that a shot sometime, but I think I want all the other chockfuls to be about the same size. So I'll probably just keep those on 32 count with the 2 strands because it really does pop. It looks really nice. So this is kind of like my favorite. Well, should I say that? Because I have okay, everything's my favorite. Okay, that's that one. I mean, okay, these are also pretty cool. Let's see if I can get them side by side, kind of. These are from Prairie Schooler, and I'm pretty sure it's just called Prairie Schooler Birds. I'll Google it and I'll put it in this, on the screen and down below just once I verify. But I stitched 3 of my favorites from that bird series. And I did my own conversion from the called for DMC to overdyed flosses in my stash. And I didn't do like a 1-to-1 match. I definitely like brightened and springy, like more color. What word am I trying to find? I made the colors more vibrant. Less Prairie Schooler, more pastel, I think is what I'm trying to say. Use your words. So I definitely did a video on this. It was a like Friday night finishing party video. I did a few of those in 2021 at some point. And so on one of them, I finished one of these on live on camera with you guys. And so I did them all 3 the same way. And these are just little wall ornament frames from Hobby Lobby. Doesn't say when these are from. I'll show you the tag here if you're interested. But these are just little, like, I think they're 4x4 inside. And so I stitched these Prairie Schoolers on 32 count and they fit perfectly with just like a little backing fabric. And then I used a little silk ribbon from Lady Dot Creates just as my little bow. And then these hang on the wall in my entryway where I rotate through a bunch of different seasonal framed pieces that I like to hang up there. And then that's my favorite one, the little hummingbird. It's so cute. So that, and then I just have one more. Yeah, just one more. I told you, I don't know why. Spring is just like the thing I have the least of for some reason. So definitely, maybe I'll do a little shopping later and change that. Actually, where I'm going to shop is at Market. I think I told you guys in my last video, but I'm going to Market in 2 weeks. So one, that means that normally when I would film 2 weeks from now on Sunday, I won't be filming because I'll be in Nashville. So my Flosstube will probably be a week late. I'll probably just wait till the next weekend and do it. I think I will plan to do a quilty video sometime in the next 2 weeks before I go to Market because I have a lot to say on quilts stuff right now. Yeah, so I'll probably do like a quilty catch up, but my next regular Flosstube will be delayed a week because I will be at Market. So yeah, Market. I cannot wait. First, I'm really excited to see Liz and get to spend some more time with her because we've really only hung out in person twice now. And yeah, I'm really excited for numero tres. I'm just like really excited to be a shop girl and be her assistant for whatever she needs that weekend. And I'm also really excited to see all the designers and their new releases. And so designers have been sharing sneak peeks a lot these past couple of weeks. If you don't use Instagram or Facebook, I think a lot of designers do it on Facebook too, but on Instagram, I just love seeing all of the pictures they're sharing. And I definitely I'm making like a big list, and I think I'm going to try and do a little bit of shopping at Market, which I don't really know how it works if you're not a shop owner, because I'm just going with Liz to help her. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know, will somebody let me just buy one chart? Or do I need to buy like multiples and then I'll just give them away to you guys? I'll figure out how that works. Maybe I'll just pre-order from a shop and not bother the shops or the designers with my orders. I don't know how it works. I'm going to figure it out. Liz, you'll let me know how it works, right? But what I'm saying is I have a big list and I'm really excited to see everything in person. I just really want to see all the models. what else was I going to say? Oh, okay. So the Strawberry Fair Sal that is happening, Helen D from East Coast Crafter, she is hosting the Strawberry Fair Sal, which is another thing I wanted to start at the end of February when I'm done with WhipGo. I have so many things I'm going to try and fit into that week. It's going to get crazy. But October House Fiber Arts just released a sneak peek of their new chart coming to market called Honey Fair, which I'll put a picture in. I'm going to need that one. Super, super cute. And, oh, Heart and Hand just released the new Tiny Town, which is called Honeytown or B-Town? Honeyville? I don't know. I'm going to put the picture up on the screen. So that's a must. I love it. It's like a really different look for her Tiny Town series, but yet it still fits like the same size and it's just super cute, but it's like a very cool, I think, departure from the style she's done for some of the other ones. So I'm really excited to get that one. I will definitely do, you know, like a market recap when I'm back and share with you guys everything I got and all the stuff I'm excited about and the people I met. And I probably won't like do a vlog or anything because I don't want to like get all up in people's space and force them to be on camera with me. But I'll probably record a few clips here and there. And if you're really interested in following along, I would say follow me on Instagram, which I have linked down below, because I will definitely do some like Instagram stories and stuff of what I get up to. And I'm probably gonna, you know, I'll show you what Liz's room looks like and what Kathy Barrick's room looks like. So I think I'm gonna go help with Kathy's stuff too. So, I mean, I'm just gonna do anything Liz and Kathy need. I'm very excited about it. Like, put me to work. I want to pretend I work in the cross-stitch industry, and yeah, that's what I get to do for fun, or get to do for a living and for fun, but then I'll have to come back home and go to my actual job, but that's okay. We won't think about that. I got real rambly. I still have one more spring piece to show you. What did I do with it? I accidentally put it at the bottom of my haul pile. This is the other spring one I wanted to show you. And this is another blue flower. Love blue flower. And this one was just called Wildflowers. I'm pretty sure. This is something I stitched, was it 2 years ago or was it 1 year ago? I can't remember. This came out at market. It must have been 2 years ago. 2 years ago at market in 2021. This came out. I bought it, kitted it, started it, finished it, like boom, boom, boom. I was like, I feel like there's always a piece that comes out at market or expo where I just get so like swept up and have to start it immediately, and I finish it immediately. And for 2021, that was this piece. And I absolutely love it. I finished it in this white frame from Michaels with a little gold fillet. And I stitched this, I can't remember. I'll put it up on the screen, but really, really pretty linen. I'm pretty sure it was a 40 count, and I used all of the called for DMC colors. And it's just so gorgeous, delicate, dainty, just a really, really fun stitch. So, okay, that I think is the last spring piece I had to show you. Sorry for going on a crazy tangent about market. I'm just very excited, as you can tell. What else should I do? Should we talk about giveaways? Let me announce some giveaway winners. Or should I wait? I guess I usually do it at the end. Okay, I'll do that at the end. First, I'm going to do some Happy Mail because Fat Quarter Shop sent me some of their new goodies to share with you guys and talk about. So let me show you what they sent me. I have a feeling some of these were supposed to come a little bit earlier than they did because they're Valentine's related, but we had that ice storm a couple of weeks ago that shut everything down. Like, no mail. Like I had ordered a pair of slippers on Amazon, and you know, it's like next day shipping or whatever, and it took them like 6 days to get here because that's how like nothing was going anywhere in Austin. So okay, they sent me their Chicken Club, which I'm pretty sure they sent me before, but they sent me another copy. I need to do a giveaway for this because I'm not really like a chicken stitcher, but this is so cute. So look for this in an upcoming giveaway. But this is Cornelius, and it's the Lori Holt Chicken Club. Super, super cute. And then they sent me a couple of different Lori Holt products. So this one's the Needle Minder, which is like the little dragonfly, which is so cute. They have this in a few colors because I know I have a yellow one somewhere. And then they sent me this little enamel keychain that you can clip onto like a project bag or your scissors. And it's like the Prim house. She has a chart that has these like little Prim houses. And then they sent me one of her like thread rings with like a little thread bling on it. And I love these. I use these for sure. So this is a little thread ring with a little Valentine's heart gingham, you know. Is it a heart? Yeah. I kind of double check. I'm looking in this mirror, not mirror, I'm looking in the camera, and all I can see is glare, so that's great. Yeah, so that's some of that. Let me see. They also sent me a couple of quilty things. Sorry, I'm not very organized. Let me see. They sent me the Lady Claws cross stitch pattern that I think was part of their Stitch Quarterly a while back. Super cute. They sent me one of their new charts, which is stackables. And so they're doing this series with this like little bucket and a little stack of kind of like themed items. And so this is the January one, which is super pretty with the ice skates and the snowflakes. And then they have a sign series. So they're doing these signs, and this one is the Be Mine sign. And Kimberly has been stitching this one and showing it off on her Flosstube. Super cute. And then this one is super cool. This is the Sweetheart Ornaments, and this is like their Christmas ones where you finish them in the little like tart tins. And so I bought the Christmas set, although I think they ended up sending it to me anyways, so I probably have one of those I need to give away. I don't know. But I also bought the set of tart tins. So if I don't end up doing like all the Christmas ones, like maybe I'll do a few Christmas and a few Valentines, because now I have the chart to do the Valentine ones as well. And this is super cute. They showed this on one of their Flosstube videos where they did this like wood garland and had them hanging from it. It's just like a kind of cool way to display like little smalls. And I think you could use it for anything. It wouldn't have to be just this chart, but I like have that in the back of my mind for like a finishing idea if I do like a series of something. So anyways, that is their Sweetheart Ornaments. And then they sent me one of their new quilting patterns. So this is an It's So Emma quilting pattern called Luminaries. And this is really pretty. I am like really a sucker for anything with a star in it. Like every quilt I make, I feel like has a star. So yeah, thank you Fat Quarter Shop for sending that over. Okay, so let's talk about haul. I showed you guys earlier with this piece. I got this frame from Signed and Numbered on Etsy. There's a little shot of their logo. And so I looked at their buy it now, in stock, ready to ship stuff. And so I got that 6x6 white frame. And then I got the same frame, but in this really pretty kind of robin's egg blue color. So same exact 6x6 frame. I don't have anything in mind to put in this, but I feel like so many kind of smallish cross stitches pieces fit in a 6x6. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the Heart and Hand Doodle series, I feel like 6x6 might be a little bit big, but I might have to look at the doodles. I might have a doodles that would look really cute in here. So that's, I don't know. But anyways, I just like having some frames on hand. Oh, speaking of that, I just reminded myself that I have some other haul I forgot to grab. I'll grab it right now, actually. But so this is from Signed and Numbered. And then the only other thing I got was this little wooden heart. And I did get a black heart. And that is because my last name is Black now. And I thought it would be really cute. This comes with a pre-drilled like little hanging slot to just hang this on the wall. And I just thought this would be really cute to hang next to one of our wedding photos that's like in black and white. So that's why I got this. And it was like, I don't know, $10 or something. Just a little hand-painted wooden heart. And yeah, so that's my cheesy little Valentine's purchase. Let me grab the other frames that I got from Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I know I've talked about this before, but at Hobby Lobby, and I don't know if I've seen this at Michael's, but definitely at Hobby Lobby, they have a clearance section where you will always find frames that have been made for customers, but then not picked up, canceled for whatever reason. And sometimes the reason is they're damaged. And so one of the ones I picked up has a slight ding to it, but I was okay with it because the price. So the first one I got is this one. And so this was a custom frame. Originally they had it marked down to $19.99, which is already a great deal, but I got it for $4.99. So this is just a really pretty 4x6. No, wait, 5x7. Sorry, this is a 5x7 wooden frame. And yeah, there's nothing with it. It doesn't come with glass or anything. It doesn't even have a backing on it, but I do my own framing. So I will just do foam core, put in the points, and then cover it with paper on the back to like seal it off or whatever. And if I really felt like I needed glass, I could definitely get glass cut for this, but I'd probably just finish this, finish something in here that I didn't need glass on. So that's one of the frames I got for $4.99, which is amazing. And then the other one is this big old chunky monkey that I love. And this is another 5x7 custom made frame. Again, $4.99. And this one does have a little ding up here. But honestly, I don't care. I don't think it's that noticeable. It's a really pretty kind of like burl wood interior with like black exterior. And this one is super, super thick. So you could definitely just like set this. Can I make this my thumbnail? It's totally gonna be my thumbnail. Yell at me in the comments if I did not make that my thumbnail. I have no plans for either of these frames, but they were just too nice to pass up for $4.99. So I am sure I will find a way to fit some stitching into this at some point. So I added to my frame collection. Let's see, I also got a Fat Quarter Bundle Club shipment from Fat Quarter Shop. I belong to the Moda Fat Quarter Club. I pay for it. And this came, which is the new Corey Yoder Sunwashed. And these are gorgeous colors. And Kimberly from the Fat Quarter Shop, I watch her Friday quilting streams pretty much every week because I love quilting as much as I love cross stitch. And she was showing a lot of upcoming quilt alongs, and she was saying how much she was planning on using this fabric. And I think, yeah, it's super, super cute. So I was super happy to have this. And I'm pretty sure that I also pre-ordered a jelly roll of this, if I'm remembering correctly. I just really like this fabric, so I'm excited to have this Fat Quarter bundle. Again, no plans for it, but happy to add it to my stash. And then I also placed an order to get, from Fat Quarter Shop, to get some more rotary blades. So these are the endurance blades that I really like to use in my rotary cutters. And then I got a baggie of floss, some DMC and some Classic Colorworks. I'm pretty sure I know what chart this is for. I'm pretty sure these are the colors for a waffle lot, that hands-on design chart. I'll have to go look at my notes and try to remember what I ordered this floss for. Again, I think I ordered this 2 days before the ice storm, so it took like 2 weeks for this to come. And by the time it came, I was like, what was I ordering floss for? I know I'm not alone in that. I know I need to be better about it, but like, I know I'm not alone, right? When you just like order a bunch of floss and then it shows up and you're like, what was I kidding? What was I excited about at that specific moment in time? And now my squirrel brain has moved on to like 18 other things. But I'm pretty sure I wrote down notes for that one, so I'll have to go look. And then I got some fabric. So let me open this up out of the plastic and show you some very eclectic mix of fabrics that I bought here. So I'll start with the weirdest fabric. The weirdest fabric is this one. Any nerds out there who know what this is? And I say nerds with a term of endearment because my husband is one of you. I got this fabric because it's Dungeons and Dragons themed, and my husband is obsessed. He's a D&D player. He has a group, whatever, you know. And I was like, they have D&D fabric? I don't know what I'm going to make with this or what I'm going to do for him, but he was so excited to see it in my package when I was opening up this box. So I'm gonna have to find something fun to make for him with this. So I just got a yard of this Dungeons and Dragons fabric. And these are just, I think, special edition book covers from like a vintage book cover series. I don't know. He was explaining it to me. But yeah. Anyways, if any of your people in your life need Dungeons and Dragons themed sewn products, the fabric exists. I feel like you can get fabric for anything nowadays, which is great. Okay, and then the fabrics I got for me, I really wanted to beef up my low volume background type prints, so kind of like a white print, because that's like what I have the least of in my stash, because I tend to just kind of buy what I need background wise. I don't really collect a lot of background prints, but sometimes when I'm doing small projects, I want to have a larger variety of background prints to work with, so I'm trying to beef up my stash. And so I got this super pretty, like pinky scatter print. And then this one is little strawberries. I mean, the cutest. And then the next one is the best one. It is tiny pretzels. I mean, those are so cute. Let's see, what collections are these from? The pretzels, oh, it doesn't say. Riley Blake. It just says Riley Blake. Okay, so the pretzels are Riley Blake. Oh, and so are the strawberries. The strawberries are citrus and mint. Hush 2. Maybe this other one might be Hush as well. I was like looking at some of the background collections that were on Fat Quarter Shop and just picking from them. Yeah, this other scatter print is also from Hush 2 by Riley Blake. And then the other fabrics in here are my usual bright, colorful. This is a Ruby Star pink and white basic. Love it. This, oh gosh, I love this fabric. I need a whole project in it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just bought a half yard for now. I probably should buy some more of it before it sells out and is gone forever. It is Ruby Star Society Alexia Marcella bag, but I don't know what, oh, it's the Honey collection. So this is from Honey. So pretty. And then I think this one's also from Honey. Yes, from Alexia Marcella bag, and it is the brown and white daisy fabric, and so cute. So just got a half yard of all of those, and now my fabric is all over the desk. Is that all the haul? I think that's all the haul. Let me clear off this table and let's give away some charts. First, I want to give a big, humongous thank you to everyone who watched my last video and left me such wonderful, wonderful comments celebrating my 100th episode. You are all the best, most amazing people, and thank you for making my day better every time I read a comment. It's amazing. It has been such a fun 100 episodes, and I can't wait for the next 100. So let's give away all of those bundles I made in the last video. Yeah, let me grab them. Okay, number 1 is the pillow cover, quilted pillow cover. And the lucky winner of this is Debbie Miller. So Debbie, you won a pillow cover. Oh, I guess I should have started with, if I announce your name as a winner of a giveaway, please send me an email to elizabethanconstitch@gmail.com. It's listed in the description box below, and let me know you won and what you won, and I'll do some validations. And then I will get your address and mail you your prize. So Debbie Miller, you have won the pillow cover. Okay, giveaway number 2 was the It's So Emma bundle, and that one goes to Marie Shaw. Hi, Marie. I know you. So Marie, send me an email and I will send you the It's So Emma bundle. The spring bundle goes to Debbie McCrae. So Debbie, you have won the spring bundle. And then we have the summer bundle, and the summer bundle goes to Pat Wiggers. So Pat, send me an email. Okay, then I had a quilt bundle with some quilting patterns, books, and a little cutting mat, paper. This one has everything. The quilts bundle goes to Carol Newey. Carol, this one's yours. Then we had a Christmas bundle, and the Christmas bundle goes to Ellen Easter. Ellen. And then last, we had a winter bundle full of these charts. And so the winter bundle goes to Maggie Reitman. So yay, congratulations to all of the winners. Please contact me to claim your prize. If I haven't heard from you in a few weeks, then I will probably draw a winner in my next video, because that'll be 3 weeks from now. So hope you guys are watching. And I'm not going to go comment on anyone's comment anymore, because no, that is a bad system. You just have to watch the video to learn that you have won so that you can email me, because I don't want anyone to expect me to comment on their comment, because that is just how scammers are scamming people. So, you know, if you want to win, I guess you got to watch. That's how I keep you coming back, right? Okay, I think that's all I have to share this week. Look out for a new video. I'm thinking maybe next weekend I might do like kind of a quilty catch up, because I definitely have been working on my Starstruck 2. I forgot I was going to talk about that. Starstruck 2. I'll put a picture up here that I shared on Instagram earlier this week. We are over the halfway point with Starstruck 2, and I am not hitting my self-imposed deadlines. And it just doesn't look like I'm going to get that quilt finished in February, but that's okay. I'm just going to let it go and be okay with it, even though I really don't like setting goals for myself and then not meeting. Like, I don't like not hitting a goal. But it's fine. It's not happening. Work has been busier than I thought. I have less times in the evening to stitch. And when I do have time, I want to be on the couch cross-stitching and hanging out with Rob and not back here in the sewing room. So I just haven't had as much time as I thought I would to sew. I've definitely made a lot of great progress, and I'm not stopping making progress. I'm going to keep working on this one until it's done, but I think that's going to drag on into March. But I definitely still want to have another March focus project after I get that one done, or even alongside of it. I don't know, let's get crazy. So I think I will do like a quilty catch-up video maybe next weekend, where I show you guys where I'm at with Starstruck 2. Maybe give some more tips on piecing on that one, because I've had a little bit of difficulty. I don't normally sew quilt blocks that are like 6 inches or smaller. I mean, I've done it, but not like a whole quilt of 6-inch quilt blocks, and small piecing is not for me. And that's not even that small, but it's small. So it's like a little bit of a challenge, which is probably a good thing for me. I need to challenge myself, I think, more than I sometimes do. So I have lots to say on Starstruck. And then I want to show you guys kind of some of my in-progress quilts, because I think for March, since I'm going to be a little bit behind on my Starstruck quilt, I think my goal for March is going to be to finish a whip. So I have to go through my quilt whips and decide what I want to focus on in March. So I'll probably take you guys on that journey with me as I make my decision and show off some of my in-progress quilts. So yeah, okay, I think that's all I had to share with you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.